失礼ですが、ユキコさんの血液型を教えていただけますか？
AB 型です。
AB. So that means Yukiko is Ayako. Yeah, I know that 17-year-old was definitely there, 17 years ago.
ユキコさんは間違いなくマサキの娘です。
本当にそうなのですか？
I suppose so. Leave me staring into my
ええ、
eyes.
マサキは
Ha! Listen, I'm just going off what the guide tells me to click on. Type O parent could possibly have an type AB child. Muskie did have a child out there. They could only be type AO, BO, or O.
すみません。
そうですか。
Made me heave to sigh what sounded like relief. What could it be then? All I could
ユ
think
キコ
was,
さんがマサキの娘ではないということですか？
そうですよね。
彼の血液型は O 型です。 AB 型の子が生まれることはありません。さらにもう一つ、髪留めに関しても否定できることがあります。
what, it was given to her by the actual Ayako? Or that if this is Ayako, it was given to her by the actual child? If this isn't... So we did know that Ayako was pregnant, but if Yukiko isn't... maybe someone from the orphanage? Is someone from the orphanage Masaki's daughter? Right? Maybe? And they gave that clip to her? And then if Fuyumi is actually Ayako, then she would have noticed that hair clip, been like, wait, that's the one thing I gave my daughter.
あの髪留め、ユキコさんに渡したのは
Okay. What the fuck happened to your kid? Fuyumi gasped.
どうしてそう思うのですか？
あれがユキコさんの生みの親のものとは思えないんですよ。
Fuyumi didn't
ま
answer.
さき、ひながみあやとのことは覚えていますか？
存じていません。
Fuyumi shook her
あな
head.
たが記憶を失っているということも考えました。しかし先ほどのやりとりからお互いに気づかないというのも妙だと思います。それについての答えを自分は持ち合わせていません。
Well, yeah, clearly Ayato hasn't recognized her. She's clearly recognized him, and she's been doing a good job of putting up an act, right? If she is truly who we're suspecting her to be. Tsuyumi certainly had a good reason to pretend she didn't recognize Masaki. However, the same could be said for the reverse. Yeah, I think Masaki just doesn't fucking realize, somehow.
気づかないのも無理はないでしょう。
Tsuyumi finally sighed with resignation.
人格矯正というものを受けましたから。
人格矯正？
ええ。性格を作り変える治療だそうです。当時最先端の精神医学と言われました。
Fuck?
そういうことが可能なのですか？
Yeah.
ええ。事実成功しましたから。
Oh, fucking let me guess.
それもすべて出自を隠すためですか？
違います。そもそも東京に出てきたら私のことをミコということを知る方はいませんでしたから。
ではなぜ？
我が子の首を絞めて殺しそうになったからです。
Tsuyumi stared at her hands.
お腹を痛めて産んだ我が子を生まれ
Tears trailed down her cheeks.
サツキを殺めた時の記憶が蘇ったのです。あの時も。
やはりあなたが、綾子さんが。
ええ。何を言っても言い訳にしかなりませんが、私が彼女を殺めたのは確かです。
Now Masaki's story made sense. It explained why Sayashika had denied murdering Satsuki too.
なぜ殺したのですか？
I had to ask, even though I was fully aware this would only steer us off topic.
それはそれこそ言い訳になってしまいます。
Tsuyumi shook her head.
聞かせてください。
すべては私の身勝手な部をわきまえぬ嫉妬が始まりなのです。
嫉妬。さつきさんに対するものですか？
ええ。 彼女は初めから全てを得ていました。巫女として集落の全てを司る力を約束されていました。
しかし自由はなかった。
それは私も同じです。巫女の影となるべく生を受け、来る日も来る日も教育を受け。
Umi raised her tear-stained face.
教えてください、時坂さん。好きになった人と一緒にいたいと願うのは罪なのですか？
罪ではありません。しかし一緒にいるために何かをなせば、それが罪に問われる場合もあります。
私はサツキを騙しました。彼との待ち合わせの日を勝手に変えて、
Oh.
それを伝えず私が会いに行きました。
Did she? I'm trying to think back. I remember Ayato be like, "Oh, let's meet up after the festival," and she's like, "Oh, there's no way we can meet up after the festival. Let's make it before the festival." Was there a point where they changed times? Is that something that happened off screen, or I just don't remember it? Because I don't remember there being a point where Satsuki comes up to him and is like, "Actually, I know we said we'd do it this day, but let's do it this day," right?
影武者として活動していた頃のことですね。しかしそれが罪と呼べるかは何とも言えません。
Sure, it probably was one as far as society was concerned. Yet I couldn't bring myself to condemn her, though maybe that was just because it had no bearing on me whatsoever. But it was a different story in the eyes of the wronged.
それがあなたがサツキさんを殺すきっかけになったのですか？
Yeah.
あの時私は無我夢中で、殺されても仕方ないと思っていました。それなのに気づくと彼女の首を絞めて、
Umi buried her face in her hands.
私は我が身可愛さに彼女を殺めてしまったのです。
Couldn't tell whether she was telling the truth or not. But if she was, then what she did would probably constitute self-defense. With that being said, the statute of limitations had long since expired on this homicide as well. Not that saying as much would make her feel any better.
あなたの罪はすでに過去のものです。その後、ケンセイさんに助けられて。
ケンセイさんとミヤさんにはとてもよくしていただきました。私を一人の人として見ていただいたのはあの方たちのみでしたから。
あなたの聖母はサヤさんですよね。
母だと思ったことは一度もありません。あちらも娘だと思ったことは一度もないでしょう。
Oh, interesting.
彼女はサツキにしか愛情を注いでいませんでしたから。それでも私は彼女に与えられた綾子という名にすがるしかありませんでした。だから大きな長持ちの内側に名前を刻んだのです。そこは私が唯一一人で落ち着ける場所だったから。
Had Saya ever actually loved Satsuki, though? When considering the plan to make Ayako a body double and what she did with Rika's body, I imagine that Rika was the only one she truly loved. So it's no wonder that she doted so much on Satsuki, a living, breathing memento of Rika. Oh, right. Because the whole time I'm sitting there, I'm like, but that would be Shizuru's child. Why would she care about... Because it was more so about the fact that she was, the child of Rika, not Shizuru. Yeah, I suppose that makes sense. In exchange, she gave her actual daughter the name Ayako. Modeled off the name Rika wanted to give her firstborn son. Though I would never know how Saya truly felt, I could imagine her mind had been quite the complicated piece of work. Yeah, that's one way of saying it.
東京へ来た私は3回の助けを借りて娘を見ました。間違いなく
母としての責任が芽生えていたからこそ、あなたは過去の過ちを乗り越えられたのですよ。
ですが、このままではいつか必ず我が子を殺してしまうと思ったのです。それで
So like I'm assuming one of the other kids.
その後も3回の先生が手を尽くしてくださいまして、二度と同じようなことが起こらないよう 人格の矯正もしていただいたのです。
Wait, what?
その3回が人格矯正も行ったのですか？
Oh god. Did Rokushiki fucking kill the kid?
もともとは精神科医だったそうです。ですが他の治療も堪能で、
Yeah.
私のような戸籍もない人間にもとてもよくしていただけました。
That sounds
茅
about
原
right.
という戸籍もその先生が用意してくださったものです。
すごい人なんですね。
Unfortunately, I knew only one man who ticked all those boxes.
昨年、いや一昨年に事件があって逮捕されたと聞きましたが。
六式誠。
ええ、そうです。六式先生にはとてもお世話になり
Yeah,
まし
we
た。
definitely wouldn't be in this specific place if it weren't for him either. So, she doesn't know. She had no idea about his true face. Well, whatever. It wasn't relevant at the moment. Or was there any need to tell her? Interesting, though. Because if Rokushiki reformed Ayako's personality, but then he also was the psychiatrist for Ayato, then clearly, like, the man as cunning as he is would have made that connection, would have known the truth there. So I'm guessing he chose to keep them separate because he thought that would be a better way to go about it.
それで孤児院に預けた娘。
Amy shook her head before I could even finish.
わかりません。六式先生から白百合の園に預けたということは伺っていたのですが。
Is it Michiru? Wait. Is that why Michiru was clinging to Masaki so much? Maybe?
私の治療が終わり、茅原冬美として生き、娘を迎え入れられる環境になった時にはすでに。
Unless Yukiko is the daughter. Well, no. We just proved because of her blood type she isn't. That's right. So she just adopted Yukiko without thinking about it. So then it's gotta be Michiru. Michiru is their actual daughter.
白百合の園が亡くなっていましたか？
はい。そこでユキコを引き取るという話がありまして。
しかしユキコさんはあなたたちの間に生まれた子ではなかった。
ええ。それでもユキコは私の娘です。手放してしまった時点で。
同じ名前を名付けたのですか？
私の中だけのことです。先生もあの子の名前は知りません。
Amy hung her head. White Lily Garden had shut down after most of its occupants perished in a group suicide. Behind all of that had been Hinagami Pharmaceuticals' illegal clinical trials. Just prayed Satsuki hadn't gotten tangled up in that either. That being said, though, I certainly didn't recall seeing that name when Yaginuma showed me the White Lily Garden's roster a little while back. Perhaps that list merits another look.
一つお尋ねしてもよろしい
Tell
で
me
すか？
what the actual name you gave her is.
何でしょうか。
今そのさつきさんが見つかったら。
わかりません。
Amy feebly shook her head.
時間が過ぎたとはいえ、あの子に対してまた同じ感情が湧き出さないとも限らないのです。
Amy's hand shivered.
それに、あの子は私を恨んでいるでしょう。
あなたはこれまでにユキコさんを立派に育てられました。
Indicated the bag of bills sitting next to
だ
me.
から何も心配はいらないと思いますよ。
そうでしょうか。
I do really believe that. Amy kicks ass. Amy still didn't sound sure of herself. Only reasonable, I suppose.
今ここでお話しした内容はこちらからまさき
え？
落ち着いてからぜひあなたから伝えてください。
いつかはこういう日が来るとは思っていましたが。
Damn, I gotta think back to like when they first interacted. Did Huyumi show any sign of knowing who Masaki was? I don't think so, because then we the reader would have picked up on that. There would have been like a gasp or a, you know, some kind of expression of shock, right? We would have picked up on that, like, oh, why is she so shocked to see him? But no, as far as I remember, I think there was one time he showed up in Moon World. Right? And she's like, you must be the Gigolo's Gigolo or some shit like that. As far as I'm aware of their first interaction, She gave no indication that she knew who he was. So yeah, no, she's been keeping up the act pretty fucking well. Amy covered her eyes. And that's the thing, like, we're wondering if Masaki had recognized her, but that's the thing, Masaki didn't recognize Meguri when she first showed up either. It wasn't until she wrote her name down that he was like, Guriko? So I'm not too surprised, like, obviously you'd expect Ayako here to have a bit more importance, and more likely, like, his brain would recognize her more and less, but I guess her personality shift was so intense that he didn't even realize it. I don't know. Interesting.
今までずっと言えずにいたのですよね。あなたは彼のことに気づいていたのですから。
Y'all better fucking give her the chance to apologize too. I swear to God, if she gets murked before she has a chance to fucking say her piece, I'm gonna be pissed. If there's one character I've been fucking rooting for from the very beginning of this fucking game, it's been Fuyumi. And even now, I'm still in her fucking corner. I love this woman. I swear to God. And so I ended up comforting Fuyumi, Ayako, until she finally had no more tears to shed. Better give her the fucking change she deserves. Masaki dropped by the hospital with the souvenirs in hand, just as Reiji had asked. They'd been there so often they knew they saw familiar faces practically around every corner. I wasn't even getting into how he also had 3 acquaintances staying there at that very moment. 3? 3? I guess technically Kyoko. Technically, if you want to stretch it, Kohane's there. Would he also consider Mitsuru an acquaintance? But first, he stopped by the reception desk, figuring he should reward the nurses for their help.
すみません。沢城さんはいますか？
沢城さんでしたらしばらくお休みをいただいておりますが。
そうでしたか。こちら皆さんで召し上がってください。
Masaki set a box of fried red bean cakes on the counter.
ありがとうございます。
Alright, now that's settled, I should give the next one to someone staying here. Where to begin? Ooh. What a list. Something tells me Kohane is not gonna open her door up. And, you know, Michiru, we don't want to surprise her. She seems to be chill with Ayato. She's probably not gonna freak out like she did with Yukiko. But also, we've already walked in on that girl changing once. Let's not have a repeat of that. So, yeah, let's go see Kyoko. Masaki strolled around until he reached the door labeled Kyoko Hasuki.
失礼します。
あら、お一人？
There in the bed sat Kyoko.
ええ。時坂さんは別件があって。
そう。わざわざありがとう。
Masaki procured a box of sponge cake from his bag and handed it over to Kyoko.
これって時坂くんが選んだでしょう。
ええ、そうですけど。
お土産なのに自分の好きなもの買ってどうするのよね。
え、時坂さんカステラが好きなんですか？
そうなのよ。全然そんな感じしないでしょ。コーヒーはブラックなのに、
Hey,
カステラは甘い方が好きな
I've
のよ。
already come to his defense on this one once. I'll do it again. Something very sweet with a nice black coffee. Oh, it's heaven. It's heaven. It's amazing. Wonderful. We're shitting on that, Kyoko.
はあ。
だからわざわざザラメを多めに使ったカステラを焼いてあげるのよ。そこの方に塊が残っているのが好きなんですって。
He likes it hard on the bottom. Good.
は
Masaki could do nothing but nod.
男二人でどこに行ってきたの？
あ。富山です。先月も行ったばかりなんですが。
そう。お仕事はうまくいったの？
ええ。なんとか。
Figured he didn't need to get into how he'd actually been there to say his goodbyes to his grandfather.
そうだ。 時坂くんが来た時に話そうと思っていたのだけど、
そうだったんですか。
ゆきこちゃんがちょっと具合が悪そうだったから気をつけて見てあげた方がいいかもって。
今でしたらゆかりさんと一緒にいるでしょうし、そう心配はいらないと思いますよ。
そうかもしれないわね。でもまさきくんも時坂くんのこ
No promises
と
on
よ
that
く見て
front.
おいてちょうだいね。
あの人は何の心配もいりませんよ。
そうね。
Kyoko nodded. Masuki left the room. Where to now?
あら、まさきさん。
However, Koharu hailed Masuki before he could plan out his next stop.
山之内先生、こんにちは。
お見舞いですか？
ええ。ああ、そうだ。白崎さんの病室はどちらですか？
それでしたら本人に聞かれてはいかが
Was
ですか？
she like right behind him? Koharu glanced to the side. Ichiro was snoozing away on a nearby bench.
こんなところで眠っていると風邪をひきますよと言おう。
Koharu heaved a weary sigh.
病室へ連れて行ってもらえますか？
はあ、それは構いませんが。
Did she see Masuki watch him go into Kyoko's room and then waited on the bench outside for him to come back out?
昨日も少し発作を起こしたので。
何かあったんですか？
ええ、詳しくはわかりませんが。
Koharu shook her
わ
head.
かりました。気をつけています。
よろしくお願いしますね。
Masuki gingerly jostled Michiru once Koharu was gone. Her right eye opened.
起きろ、みちる。
Michiru drowsily met Masuki's gaze.
おやすみ。
寝るな。
Masuki lifted Michiru.
お土産持ってきたから起きろ。
お土産？
Michiru practically bounced to her feet in response.
現金なやつだな。
お土産が現金？
そんなわけないだろうが。
Masuki handed Michiru a
まん
gift.
じゅうだけど食べられるか？
あんこは苦手。
She said that, yet still studied the box curiously despite her admitted distaste for the contents.
うさぎまんじゅう？
うさぎの形をしているみたいだぞ。
Michiru opened the box and stared at the rows of steamed buns. Oh, that's cute. Michiru made such an overawed display that one would think she discovered the lost city of Atlantis.
かわいいから食べられない。
However, she just as quickly shook her
で
head.
もあんこじゃないのもあるぞ。
Masuki pointed to a green one.
何味？
ずんだが入ってるみたいだな。
They were a Sendai specialty, though, so he had no idea what they'd been doing in a Toyama shop.
ずんだも苦手。
なんならいいんだ？
サンマ？
まんじゅうの中には入らないよな。
じゃあ水。
余計まんじゅうに入れるのは難しいだろう。
Masuki picked up a rabbit bun.
あ、
うん。
Can't believe you just ate one of her rabbits, dude. What the fuck? Michiru glared at him like a witch ready to curse him and use his descendants for all
い
eternity.
や、お前に買ってきた土産を勝手に食ったのは悪かったよ。
残酷。
Bastard.
残酷ったってな。食べ物だぞ。
鬼、悪魔、すけこましい。
あ、最後のは違うよな。
わからない。
Nope. I love this little shit. You two realize one of those are different from the others. Nope.
部屋に戻ろうか。
You'd almost forgotten Koharu had asked that of him.
すけこましい？
違うって。
Michiru ended up leading Masuki to a room situated at the edge of the inpatient wing. Once inside, she started lining the steam buns atop her desk.
食べ物をおもちゃにしちゃダメだぞ。
食べるのもったいない。
カビが生えても知らないぞ。
カビ？毛が生えたらもっと可愛いかも。
勘弁してください。
It was then that Masuki noticed a wilted flower on the desk.
この花は？
昨日、ゆきこちゃんにもらった。
ユキコ。
Masuki had a sneaking suspicion that was what triggered her episode. Still, he knew he couldn't ask her about it, curious as he was. Come to think of it, she once mentioned Yukio, didn't she? And I suppose it isn't all that surprising she would know Yukiko too.
ユキコさんとは知り合いだったのかい？
うん。
Ichiro simply nodded.
見えなくなったものを最初から見えなかったことにしちゃった人。
それは
Masaki stopped himself. He knew he couldn't press her any further. However, it sounded like he'd have to look deeper into Michiru, Yukiko, Kohane, and Yukio. And apart from Michiru, there was only one other who knew the story behind them.
何？
Michiru cocked her head, studying Masaki's face.
いや、なんでもないよ。
Masaki tousled her hair.
そう。
そろそろ行くよ。きちんとまんじゅうは食べるんだよ。
Masaki left her room after seeing her nod. Masaki made a beeline for the MPD after leaving the hospital. There was someone there who knew about Michiru's past, about the trauma that had taken root deep in her psyche. However, he didn't know if he could meet with him, much less hold an actual conversation with him. Still, he didn't know where else to turn.
なんだ、戻ってきたのか。
Fortunately, Yaginuma was still at the same spot in CID Section 1 Masaki had left him that morning.
八木沼さん、六式誠に面会させてくだ。
Masaki wasted no time getting down to business.
許可する理由がないな。
However, Yaginuma simply shrugged.
元警察官でもある先輩ならばともかく、君はそもそも事件の被疑者としてもマークされていたのだからな。
ですが、
何に必要だというんだ？事件はもうほぼ全て終わっている。
すでに感動された身ですし、親父の会社は関係ないんですよ。
では何を聞くつもりだ？
Yaginuma raised an eyebrow.
昔彼が治療した患者についてです。
君自身のことじゃないのか？
違います。今さら自分のことを聞いたって仕方がないでしょう。
それについて彼に聞き出して。
それは自分であれば彼と話をすることができます。
That said, there's no guarantee Rokushiki would be just as chatty as last time, or even utter a syllable.
まあいいだろう。
Yaginuma got up.
3番取調べ室で待っているよ。
わかりました。
Masaki sat by himself in the interrogation room. If he didn't know any better, he would have thought he was the one being questioned, much like he had been for what felt like days on end just last month. That made his current position all the more ambiguous when taking that into consideration. Just then the door opened, revealing Makoto Rokushiki. The police officer escorting him sat across from Masaki, then untied the rope around his waist.
手錠はこのままかね。
Rokushiki raised his hands. The officer ignored him and left the room.
お久しぶりですね、正木さん。
前に会ったのはほんの10日前ですよ。
Damn, was it only 10 days ago? Shit.
ああ、そうでしたか。他に誰とも話をしていなかったので、時間の流れがいまいちつかめていないのですよ。
Was it 10 days ago? What the fuck did you meet Makoto? Because that would... It wasn't 10 days ago. Because I'm pretty sure my bad ending, where Yukiko gets whisked away by the Blessed Congregation and then game over, was January 6th. Right? So 10 days ago would have been January 7th, which would have been the day after that. Did he I don't remember him talking to Rokushiki at that point. "10 days ago, my ass. When the fuck did you talk to Rokushiki?" God, what the Wait, no. Oh, did you? I guess I genuinely don't remember when Masaki talked to Rokushiki. Because obviously I remember when Reiji did, and that's when we found out that Aito had killed someone, right? Which we then used later to get him to spill the guts about his identity. What the hell did Masaki learn when he talked to Rokushiki? No, okay, no, I'm remembering. He talked to Rokushiki after Michiru had been kidnapped, right? Yeah, it was about Michiru, that's what they talked about. He talked to Masaki after Michiru had been kidnapped. Tried to get some more info on her and as to like what things about her past and whatnot. Was that 10 days ago? Am I misremembering when the bad ending happens? Did the bad ending happen on the 8th then? Instead of the 6th? Because I know I got the bad ending while the date was still in the single digits. It was like January, like 6th through 9th, somewhere in there. I don't know. So definitely would have been before that. Huh. Yeah, I'm kind of remembering. Rokushiki shrugged.
さて、今日は何を聞きに来たのですか？
先日の続きです。白崎みちるさんについて。
Rokushiki set his elbows on the table and folded his hands in front of his mouth.
あなたの治療は全てを患者に語らせるところから始まります。自分がそうでしたから。あなたは患者の内面を誰よりも知っているはずです。
確かに彼女に対しても治療の最初はそのようなものでした。
そのつもりです。
それは患者さんのプライバシーに関わることですからね。
何を今さら。
Masaki rose to his
自
feet.
分は彼女の苦しみを取り除きたいんです。
それは頑張ってください。
ふざけるな。
Masaki raised his fist,
やめておけ、マサキ。
but froze up upon hearing that voice behind him.
時坂さん。
そいつを殴ったところで、
Masaki lowered his fist after Reiji grabbed his arm.
痛めつけて証言が得られるようなやつであれば、いつまでもこんなところにいやしない。手だれの刑事が手を焼いている。
Rokushiki merely raised an eyebrow in response.
こいつから話を聞き出すのならば、こちらである程度の正解を用意しておかなければならないんだよ。
時坂さん、どうしてここに？
Don't worry about what I'm doing here.
戻ってきたら、お前がこいつに面会していると聞いて。
Reiji pointed at Rokushiki.
お前の中で判明していることを整理して、こいつにぶつけてみな。
わかりました。
Masaki faced Rokushiki.
彼女が白崎さんが何を見てその目をえぐってしまったのか。目の前で幸男さんが殺されたからですね。
幸男とは？
彼女の友人で幸子さんの兄です。
まあいいでしょ
Rokushiki nodded.
幸男さんが殺されたのを目撃し、みちるさんは自らの目をえぐった。彼女は入院してその後起こった集団自殺には関わっていませんでした。しかし幸男さんは集団自殺者のリストに含まれていました。
You see, that's because it was suicide. Or was it? I don't truly believe this. I feel like it was covered up because she witnessed him getting absorbed, right? But this is what the guide's telling me to click, so I'm just following the guide. My gut says this, but
幸男さんは集団自殺に巻き込まれたのでしょう。しかしそれを良しとし、
バカかお前は。
Reiji and Masaki already knocked on the head.
順番がバラバラになるだろう。それじゃあみちるの目をえぐった理由、
集団自殺を目撃したから。
その集団自殺とて本当にあったかどうかも疑わしい。
違法知見の隠蔽ですか。
Are you high?
隠蔽したかったのはそちらだと思うがね。違法な臨床試験で重篤な副作用が出ていたものを処分したと考えれば、
う。そりゃ隠蔽しますよね。
みちるが入院した時、彼女は薬物中毒に侵されていたということでしたね。
Reiji directed the questions back to Rokushiki.
彼女は運が良かったのでしょ
運が良ければ、そもそもそんなところにはいない。
Reiji glared at Rokushiki.
う。運が良かったのですよ。ただ闇雲に薬を投与されていたわけではなく、
それ以前、
健康な人間に薬を与えたところで効能は発揮されませんからね。
親に捨てられたことが精神を壊していたのかもしれませんが、とにかく幸男さんが死んだのは集団自殺と関係ないということですよね。
お前は誰だと思っているんだ？
それは
Oh. Just save. Just save. Someone we know or someone we don't know. I personally think it's someone we know. See, and this is one of the instances where, like, the guide I have is for the original release of the second game. So some of the phrases are worded differently. And this is one of those instances where this isn't worded the same. But genuinely, my belief is that it was... Well, that's the thing. When we saw Michiru clawing her eyes out at Yukiko, and she said, "Why did you kill him?" I still lean towards it's Kohane who's repressed that, or doesn't believe that she actually killed him, or something's wrong with her head. But Mitsuru believes it's Yukiko. Either way, I do believe it is someone we know.
おそらく基地の人間だと思います。
ならばその名を出してみてはどうかね。
Look, she smirked. Oh, come on. Yeah, this guy just loves to make you look stupid. Because the guide's saying, select Michiru. I don't believe that's the case. I'm just curious. If I scroll ahead to, like, the good ending, right? Okay, the good ending tells you to make the right choices. So I'm sitting here like, the answer is Yukiko, right? And sure enough, I scroll down to the true ending and it's like, oh yeah, pick Yukiko. I'm like, yeah, that seems like the right fucking move. Yeah, this guide likes to fuck with you. This guide likes to fuck with whoever wrote this guide. Fuck you, for one. Sometimes it's funny just to see people's reactions, sure. But at this case, it's just like, oh yeah, it was Michiru. Like, okay, there's only so much stupidity I can handle. Where it's like, ah, yes, clearly she disapproved of his suicide. And it's like, dumbass, are you fucking high? It's like, that's funny. When it's like, who did Michiru witness kill Yukio? Ah, it was Michiru. She witnessed herself killing him. Jesus. Anyway, show me Yukiko.
その場にいた可能性は高いが、何の証拠もない。
そうですよね。
一つ教えてあげましょう。彼女は何も語っていませんよ。相手を見ていないのか、見ていないことにしたのかはわかりませんが。
Despite his claims, Rokushiki spoke as if he knew something.
本当に彼女が語っていないのであれば、あなたが知っていること。
では終了するかね。
そうしてしまいたいところですがね。
おお、何か。
人格矯正治療について。
確かにあの頃は様々なことを試していたが。
詳しい説明を聞かせてもらえますか。
詳しく話したところであなたには理解できないでしょう。要点だけをかいつまんで言うと、ロボトミーなどとは違う純粋な精神治療ですよ。患者の攻撃性などをなくすのであれば、前頭葉切除が最適な方法でした。しかしあれはあくまで外科手術ですからね。
あんただったら何でもできるだろうよ。
なるほど。
Rokishi's eyes lit up in understanding.
彼女は人を殺めたことを悔い、またさらに殺めてしまいそうになったことを恐れ、これは面白い。
面白いことなど何一つない。
She pounded the table.
まるで君と同じではありませんか。
Rokushiki pointed to Masuki, despite his hands still being cuffed.
人を殺めたことを悔い、私の元を訪れたことなど。
否定はしませんよ。悔い改めることは罪でも何でもありませんから。
That is, wow, I didn't even make that. They both came to Rokushiki with the guilt over the murder they committed. That's, yeah.
あなたは何もかもが分かっているようですね。おそらく今ここで話したことも。
それはあなたも同じだと思いますが、私にだってわからないことはあります。
There was no need to bring that name up.
例えば
The time Masuki realized what was happening, Reiji already punched Rokushiki right in the face.
時坂
Masuki grabbed Reiji's arms and held him back just as he was about to throw another punch.
殴っても何の意味もないと言ったのは時坂さんじゃないですか。くそ。
Reiji spun on his heels and punched the wall.
あれは私の研究成果なのですから、見つけた場合はぜひ私に教えてくださいよ。
Reiji ignored the Rokushiki and stormed out of the interrogation room, leaving a befuddled Masuki behind.
失礼します。
Masuki quickly followed suit. You know, the moment he said that, I'm like, ah, god damn it, Reiji, you son of a bitch. It was past sunset by the time I got home. Masuki had gone his own way once we reached Shinjuku Station. Not that I blamed him. My perpetual silence following the incident earlier had probably left him feeling too awkward around me. That, plus the scowl I'd been wearing ever since, of course. Yeah, now he's gonna come home and Yukari's not there. Of course, I knew all I'd do was give Yukari something else to worry about if I went home looking like that. So it was with that thought in mind that I spent a few minutes cooling off at the front door. Just knowing that Yukiko was here too made me all the more uncomfortable.
さて。
I reviewed what Rokushiki had told me before I'd blown a gasket. By now I was thinking it'd be best to keep Masuki away from Yukiko for the time being. At least until I did some digging on my own first. The house was empty. I went to my room and turned on the lights. First I thought it'd been 4 days since my last time here, seeing as how I left for Hitogata on the night of the 13th. On second thought I realized I'd been away home for even longer because of all the shit that had gone down beforehand. I've got some serious laundry to do tomorrow. Quick glance at the clock revealed it was 7 p.m. Yukari and Yukiko were probably out shopping for dinner. Though I didn't know if there'd be any for me, seeing as how I hadn't told her I'd be back today. I'm not gonna have to go to bed on an empty stomach tonight, am I? Unable to free myself from that fear, I turned on the living room lights and checked the kitchen. The place was as orderly as ever. Furthermore, the rice jar was full, too. Oh well, at least I have that to look forward to. I should knead the rice ahead of time to make my sudden disappearance up to her. Scooped up the rice to a measuring cup with that thought in mind. Wait, would Yukari really have gone shopping this late without prepping the rice first? Only to put the rice back in the jar and check Yukari's room once that finally dawned on me. It was clean as a whistle. However, Oba Girl's Academy school bag was sitting by her desk, meaning she'd definitely come home from school. But it was at that moment the date on the terrible calendar pinned to a post in the living room caught my eye. January 16th. That was yesterday's date. Oh, right, it's one of those terrible calendars. She didn't change the day. Not once in her life had Yukari neglected to tear our calendars on time. So, in other words, I grabbed my car keys. Yukari and Yukiko haven't been home since yesterday, but I didn't have absolute proof I was all but certain of it. But where would they go? I can't think of anything. Maybe the blessed congregation got to them and forced them back to their HQ in Kokubunji. No, they can't be. The police are all over that place. So where are they? I launched into the car and started it up. I had no idea where to go. Still, until I found Yukari and Yukiko, I needed to search all the same.